welcome to another RSR. Tonight we are reviewing LAFC 3, Philadelphia Union 0. LAFC wins 4-1 on aggregate in the Scotiabank Concacaf Champions League semifinal leg 2. LAFC 3, Philadelphia Union 0, 4-1 global. LAFC wins. LAFC victoria de la Liga de Campeones de Concacaf de Scotiabank Semifinales partido volta. LAFC avanzar a la gran final de la Liga de Campeones. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful for LAFC. Beautiful for LAFC. Big win. 13 minutes in, they take the lead from Philly. Philly had the away goal lead. LAFC had the away goal lead. My bad. They keep the lead from Philly. Not take it, but they keep it. Timothy Tillman, 13th minute, off the rebound. Timothy Tillman puts the ball into the top of the net. Andre Blake puts it right into the path of Tillman. Could have caught it. He didn't. Tillman puts it away. LAFC has a 1-0 lead on the night. 1-0 esta noche. 2-1 global. 2-1 on aggregate. They have the lead for sure. Halftime, it's 1-0. 2-1 on aggregate. Philly fights hard, but they get beat on the counter once. They have the possession. They have the play forward. They have most. They just don't find a goal. Finding a goal would have sent them to a penalty shootout. They did not, at least at that point. With that being said, the dagger comes in the 82nd minute by Kwadwo Opoku. Has the chance. Pops it into the net to make it 2-0. Philly's opening up, especially with a man down. You knew at some point the dam was going to break, and it did. 82nd minute, Opoku, the Champions League hero 2020, puts LAFC in the 2023 final. Big reason why they were in the 2020 final was Opoku getting through that semifinal, that quarterfinal, getting through that quarterfinal. Yep, getting through that quarterfinal, Opoku. With that being said, 2-0, 2-0 esta noche, 3-1 global, 3-1 on aggregate. Then Denny Bouanga, the 90th minute, all alone, pops it into the net, past Andre Blake. Denny Bouanga gets another one-on-one, 6th goal of the tournament, 3-0, 3-0 esta noche, 4-1 on aggregate, 4-1 global, and that's the way it would end, 3-0, 3-0 esta noche. 4-1 global, 4-1 on aggregate. LAFC break the dam once they're up a man, and you expected it to happen with how things turned out. You expected it to happen. Stats are as follows: 14 shots to 6, 13 shots on goal to 2, 51% possession to 49% possession, 340 passes to 312, 82% pass accuracy to 90, not 90. 14, not 94, 14 fouls to 16. 2 offside to 1, 2 yellow cards to 4, 0 red cards to 1, and 5 corners to 4. LAFC does everything they need to do. They get 1 goal early as Philly's opening up down a man. They open up, and they open up to get basically smashed on the other end of the field. They give up 2 goals, and that ends the tie. The tie was over 13 minutes in, or at least it was close to being over. Philly had to score to at least send it to a shootout. They looked offensively good. They looked good offensively. Here's the problem, though. They were down a man in the second half. They got sent down a man, soft tackle by Mbaizo, sends him off. And they don't send off LAFC's players on a second yellow with a harder tackle, but no. It should have been 10-10, frankly. It should have been 10 men, 10 men. I don't think it should have been 11 versus 10. There should have been a second yellow in the first half for LAFC. But, again, they should be down a man as well. So I think it's a little bit complainable that Philly were down a man and they lose the way they did. But defensively, they were great until they had to open up. in the first half and the second half. They had to open up. One bad rebound put them in a very bad position. Yes, LAFC had the away goals. Yes, they had to find a goal anyway. But, you know, you look at the game and you say, Philly played well. Philly played very good in this game. Philly played a damn good game. And sadly enough, they didn't find what they needed. They allowed 2 goals down a man looking for that goal that would have sent them to a shootout. They don't win on the night. They don't score. And, of course, you look at it and say, yeah, that was bound to happen. I don't think Philly fans should be mad about it. I really don't. Because, again, what else could you do? What else could you do on the game besides go for what you need? They had to open up, and they opened up, and it bit them. LAFC are amazingly great on offense. They are a freaking buzzsaw. Of course, when you open up and you give them room, they're going to put you away. They're going to put you away. Philly was a lot closer than the scoreline would have suggested. But again, when you're down a man and things aren't going your way and you need more than just one goal and it gets late in the game, it's not going to go your way. It's not going to go your way. Philly, they should keep their heads held high, I think, personally. They should keep their heads held high. They kept fighting the whole night. They fought the whole game long. And sadly, it just didn't go their way. LAFC are the better team. They have been all year. They both had an off week this weekend going into this tie. This is all they had to do. And it just didn't play the way that you would have expected it to play for Philly. You lose El Brujo Martinez, that's going to do it for you. That's going to do it. Leon Flock is not the guy as a starter. Hell, Bueno may not have been that much better either, but it was worth a shot to switch. But they didn't. Jack McGlynn gets pulled for Quinn Sullivan, who's been slightly better, but in a Champions League semifinal second leg, when you're down a man, I don't know if that's the move. I don't know if that's the move. You pull off Ura for a defender, which they needed Harriel because they were down a man. I get that. But again, I think the personnel choices were a little bit questionable. I think Flock did not play well in the first half. I think Bueno would have been better. That should have been a halftime sub. It was not. They should have subbed Harriel on for Mbaizo. I think they should have saved themselves from that second yellow. But they didn't, just like LAFC did at the half. They did not save themselves from a second yellow. And that's not a good thing. Murillo for Maldonado was the right sub to make. LAFC did it. Philly didn't. They didn't pull in Harriel. He was going to play anyway. Why not do it at the half just like LAFC did? And look what happened. You rode your luck. And what happened? Soft yellow card, he's off. Mbaizo. I mean, that was bad. That was bad. It was a soft yellow. He should not have been sent off. But here's the problem. Football sometimes doesn't do the right thing. Sometimes the decision you think should be made is not the decision that's made. And that's why you got to make the move. You have to make the move. Philly, LAFC did it at the half. Their wing back was on a yellow and almost got sent off in the first half, as he should have. I think his foul was worse than Mbaizo's. But here's the problem. The referee didn't show any clarity, any consistency. He said one guy off, one guy stays. They both should have been off. LA should have been down a man in the first half. If Philly kept him on, if Philly kept Mbaizo on in the second half, they should have been down a man like they really were. It should have been 10 versus 10. The referee bullshitted Philly. If Mbaizo got sent off, Murillo should have got sent off. Simple as. They both should have been off. They both should have been off. Both teams should have finished with 10. Both. Not one, not the other. Both should have finished with 10. And that's the problem with this game. The referee went and called it horribly. Both should have been down to 10, but they weren't. With that being said, Philly kept their heads held high. They fought. Sometimes it doesn't go your way. Sometimes you get jobbed. They did. Philly, y'all are good. Y'all will build back to where you were last year. Things will do. It'll do. You'll be fine. With that being said, LAFC, you're going to the final, and most likely for revenge from 2020. Yes, Leon could come back around, but let's be honest, Tigres have this. Sadly, what happens on Sunday doesn't carry over to tomorrow for Leon. But with that being said, very likely it's going to be a rematch. Some revenge possible for LAFC. And the way it's going, they'll probably get it. But LAFC, they've been a buzzsaw. They've been a buzzsaw this whole tournament and MLS season. They're rightfully in the final. They are rightfully in the final, and they're going to play a team where they're going to be favored against. Either way, Leon, certainly. Tigres, I think they're slightly favored. That's what I see. LAFC's in a good position here for their first Champions League. They got heartbroken in 2020, but could they get it back 3 years later? Honestly, more like 2+, but who knows? 2+, but again, sometimes you got to get that experience. But this time it's going to be 2 legs at both teams' stadiums, and we don't know who will host the second leg. That's what's decided tomorrow. If Leon wins, yes, LAFC hosts the second leg. If Tigres draws and goes through, LAFC hosts the second. Tigres would host the second if they win because of 1 point better. Either way, both games are still at 9 Central, I think. So, should be good for me. With that being said, be very interesting to see how that turns out. If you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send super chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put us in play. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I shall see you tomorrow for the live reaction and review to Club Leon versus Tigres in their second leg, in their semifinal, to decide who finishes out this Champions League final, who will be there. Will it be revenge, or will it be another similar type of revenge from 2020, but different? They both could be revenge ties. This is true. I'm Ryan, and I'm out. Peace. See you later.